Okay, welcome to a new review and unboxing. Today will be the new WLtoys car, the A979. There are four models of the new generation of 1/18 scale electric car in ready-to-ride versions. So you have the 949, more the sport car for road, and short track one, and more buggy, as well as this new model. Okay, it's assumed to be a 50 kilometers per hour car, so it's very fast, even faster than the WLtoys A979. I will show there. So to give you an order of the size, comparative size, okay, this is a old generation, just 1 year ago, a very famous one, very easy and quite cheap, and the new versions is now assumed to be a four-wheel drive car. So compared to this one was two wheels geared, it will be a four-wheels one. Okay, you can see that the size is approximately 24 centimeters long versus 18 centimeters of large. Okay, so it's something like a third less longer than the WLtoys 959. Okay, so what you will find in the box, you will find, of course, the car. Okay, you will find the power adapter, okay, which assumed to deliver 10 volts up to 800 milliamperes, and you will find the charger in order to charge your LiPo, which is a 7.5 volts LiPo. Okay, you will find instruction manual, so okay, with the photo of the car. And it's very important to read such documentation. For example, there is a small fault. It's assumed to charge time 150 hours. It's quite big long. Should be read probably minutes. And why it's important? Because you will find on it this kind of scheme, which is the explosion split assembling parts. It's very important if you want, for example, to repair and to change a spare part, for example. And with such diagram, it's very important to have it on hand. Okay, and at the end of this documentation, you will find all the references of the spare parts. So, for example, for the tires, okay, there is four models of the car. The difference will be on the type of tire and how the canopy can be plugged. You have different type of canopy and so on. But basically, all these new four models will share most of the spare parts. So if one day will be available, you will be able to do the maintenance of your car. Okay, so the last part you will find on the car is this remote control, very nice. Okay, you have some grip. Okay, I will show versus the former model. The grip is new, is more soft compared to a plastic one, pure chippy plastic one, so it's more comfortable to hold it. But you will find the same type of foam on the wheel, so which is not bad. And you still find the trimming button, okay, for throttle and for steering. Okay, this is my personalized version. So I install an external antenna with the same RP-CMA connector to extend the range of the car, but you will find exactly the same kind of antenna, so it's a good news. So the very good news, this remote control can bind their former models and vice versa. So it means that WLtoys doesn't change the protocol. The protocol is based on the V2X2 so-called protocol, based on the chip NRF24001. Okay, and this is a nice protocol, very solid, and you can control a car up to 100 meters, and by installing such kind of external antenna you can control your car more than 200 meters very easily. So it's a good news. Let's start to see under the car. Okay, so the wheel of the car, first the external part, you have M3 nuts instead of M4 compared to the L979. It was M4 nuts, now it's M3 sides, so a little bit smaller. Unfortunately, they didn't deliver spannet cross spanning to remove your tire, so you need one. Okay, so at least you should give one like they gave in this model, but okay, maybe if you already own this one, you already have one. And the car, the tire are something like 7 centimeters of diameter, 71 millimeters of diameter exactly, and something like 5 centimeters large. Okay. So how to remove the canopy? Okay, you remove this stuff like this, clips. Okay, so basically if you want to access to any part, even to the battery, you need to remove these 4 clips each time. So for me it's not really a good point, because okay, compared to before you can access at least to the battery bay very instantaneously by removing that, and you access directly to the battery bay. Now it's no more the case, but still okay. So you remove the canopy, and you will find okay the main receiver. Okay, you can see they make it waterproofed. They put a lot of glue, okay, in order to make it waterproof. You will find the servo plug, the 4 offset, okay, with probably some small heat sink on them in order to take into account the all amount of current. And you will find the classic plug they use already in their firmware version L94590, for example. And you will find a strap to block the LiPo battery, which is a 1100 mAh battery, scaling something like 55 grams. Okay, and if you can see closely, you don't have very much free space in the room to insert a larger LiPo, maybe something like 2 meters more and long, and maybe he's not completely sure 1 millimeter, 1 meter more in large. So you won't be able to install a much more larger LiPo battery, or at least you have to respect the size of this one. Okay, you will find here the wire of the 2.5 GHz antenna, of course linked to the RX board, and the motors, which is a brushed motors, a 390 type model. Okay, and the novelty here, you have this motor is using also there is a heatsink associated with this motor in order to cool it, of course, and the main cool part is taking I would say the half of the motor. But if you can see here closely, there is a kind of metallic part also, which probably also cool the bottom part of the motors. Okay, what say more? To say more, you have a servo, okay, in order to control the steering, which is assumed to be 17 grams servo, and the big novelty, I would say, to the new model is the presence of this kind of nuts with bolts version for every articulation or joint. Here you can see there it's a ball one, and it's improved a lot the transmission, okay, in order to be insensitive to some instability of the ground and so on. So it will improve the stabilization of the car. You can see also the presence of directly of metallic dot bonds here for the transmission, as well on the back one. It's a four-wheel, so it's a good news. And you will find the shock, okay, compared to the firmware version. One drawback of the firmware version of this car was the shock was too soft, you know, too weak probably, and finally the bottom part was touching very often the ground. So here the shock are more, you can see, the shock are more solid, and there is a kind of more inertia of the shock, is absorbing more efficiently the variation of the ground. So I think it's a good news, okay. So compared to this car, you can see the difference, okay. It's very clear. You can see the inertia, so it's absorbing and delivering the restitution of the initial position in more longer time. Okay, what I can say more? The bottom part, the underbody part. In my opinion, the body part is maybe the weak point of this model. Why? Because the plastic here, the width of the plastic, for me seems to be not so strong. So something like 2 millimeters. Okay, if I take this one to this one, it's something like 1 or 2 millimeters. And for me, if I can do a close-up part, for example, is the more weaker part is this one. Okay, because the legs, for example, the front legs, arms are seatbelts are hooked in this by two pieces by this front bumper and on the main part of the underbody position. So I guess if there is a strong shock crash, this part will probably break, and indirectly the arms will be also out of order. So I think the more important mods to do with this car is to make this part more solid by adding maybe a metallic part, okay, and this cover, as well on this back part too. So in order to be more resistant to any frontal shock or back rear shock, more occurrent, can occur less frequently. But I think this is the first mod I will do on this car. What I can say more? If I start to unscrew the nuts, oops, sorry, you will find some here is the M3 nut, okay, and we'll find some hexagon in the front and the back, and the front and back. So now there are 4 hexagons because in the former model hexagon was only present on the back and not on the rear, so it was one of the drawbacks. The hexagon are quite small, something like 7 millimeters long. Internal diameter is 4 millimeters, and the large is 3 millimeters. Okay, so I think it's 7 millimeters hexagon. You will find the axle spin very soft, okay, very smooth, and it's something like 7 millimeters long and 1 millimeters or large. So you will put on the main axis. One drawback also I will say of this car, here you won't find some ball bearings, but still some oil bearings, some bushing one. So I guess you will need to replace them by a real ball bearing to another to minimize friction. So unfortunately they don't install everywhere some ball bearing. You will find here one oil bearing, one behind. So you will need to change 8 oil bearing to ball bearings. So it's a mode to have to do in order to improve speed and robustness of your car. So it's I think it's one of the drawback of this car, as well as the front shock maybe weakness of this car. I will reinstall the main axis. Okay. It's quite small. Okay. I will plug, re-put the hexagon. Okay. Put the wheel again. Okay. And screw the car, the M3 nuts. Okay, I will start to powering on. I will first remind to you some cautions when you start a new car, especially with brushed motor. So you know, this kind of motors with such size need to be, it's better to perform a braking procedure, okay, in order to make more solid versus time. So you have an easy solution to braking the brushed motors. One is to put your car, for example, on this kind of box, okay, and start you plug your LiPo battery, you start the car, and okay, you start the remote control, and you will play with trim button. So on the throttle one, okay, and start to play it like this during few minutes, okay, at very low throttle. You are doing this during maybe 10 minutes, and the motor will over time to settle, and the brush will take real position in the main part. So okay, start at very low throttle. Okay, this procedure is called wet braking, and you can be even more efficient if you remove the electronic part. So you unsolder this part and this part, remove the green PCB, okay, resolder the red plug here on the plus polarity pole and the negative one, and after you put directly the motor into the distilled water, and you put some battery and you run the motor during maybe 10-20 minutes. At the end of the process, whatever you are doing, a wet braking or water braking, you will remove, thanks to such kind of products, okay, which is 3-in-1. It's a contactor electronic cleaner, and you will remove the residue of brushed motor, okay, by cleaning all the extra residues like this, and it will help a lot to have a faster car, and the motor will stay alive much more longer. So I also advise to any new sessions to clean your motor like this by such kind of cleaner. Okay, for the LiPo battery, I also advise to for the first 3-4 runs to use your LiPo to not discharge more than 50% of the your LiPo battery, okay? Because you need some few cycle of low recharging and discharging to make it more efficient, to not see it like a bubble, okay? Because the LiPo is suffering of to be too much used, okay, and to be an under voltage. So don't use your LiPo too much. Okay, you keep 50% of the capacity for the 3-4 first run, and also clean, make at least a dry braking procedure, and after cleaning with such kind to another to make your motor more robust. So this is the end of the first of this unboxing and mini reviewing. Okay, thanks for watching, and you coming next some video showing more how to do the water braking, and some I will play with this car in an off-road track, and maybe some FPV FPV station with this car. Okay, I will install a camera with a video transmitter. Okay, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Bye bye. Ça va faire 15 minutes ça.
Oh, ça fait 21.
21 minutes.
21.
Ouais, t'en avais marre. Okay, I increase again the throttle, so it's running faster, and the LiPo now is 57% of its capacity, and okay, and what about the temperature? Okay, it's not so important. I've got something like 35 degrees now. No, it's not hot. It's the water system, the water cooling is efficient compared to the former model without, of course, water cooling. And I can touch the engine without any problem. Okay, I need the dry braking, and I will clean now the extra brush residue, and normally some black should throw. Okay, and you can see some small residue of brushes. Okay, so now I guess the engine is more or less well braking, and should be more robust versus time, and should be also be a little bit faster. So okay, now I will try on off-road. See you later.